years in a row.
All right, heading over for another check of the forecast.
What can we expect in the coming hours, Alana?
Well, we talked about flooding in the valleys, but we also know avalanche danger in the mountains holds on. Have you seen this video yet? If you haven't, turn around and look, because this avalanche is so powerful coming down Little Cottonwood Canyon. UDOT shared this. It happened yesterday. These slides are exactly the reason that we have high avalanche danger in the high country for the Wasatch and the Bear River Range and over in the western Uintas. Closures underway and our avalanche warning holding on until 6 a.m. tomorrow. This does also include the foothills in Ogden and the Cache Valley area, so a heads up there. But we know any slope less than 30 degrees, so benches, you have to be extremely careful. We've seen this rapid warm up, and that's been an issue. We do see a temperature drop for tomorrow, but notice how quickly we're going to build back up. We're tracking a storm system, but it starts with the increasing cloud cover that we've seen throughout the state. Live view of Moab, 77 degrees. Still a beautiful shot here with the Colorado there, Red Cliffs Lodge, but cloud cover has made it to the eastern side of the state because we have a stationary front parked in northern Utah. Southwesterly winds coming through ahead of that front and the cloud cover, which you notice here on the satellite, in control when it comes to our skies. Now, we do have wet weather on the way, but before we get there, we're dealing with the winds. Live view from the ABC4 studios, 76 degrees. Here in Salt Lake, cooler than yesterday as that weak front kind of cooled us down, but not too much because the southerly component to our winds bringing in that warmer air and keeping temperatures above average and mild. Look at some of these strong wind gusts we've already seen. 43-mile-per-hour gust in Salt Lake in the last hour. Provo, Delta, Milford, Cedar City. So West Desert, we know gusty conditions, and we expect this. As soon as the cold front comes through, it will bring the potential for wet weather, but winds will also switch direction, coming northwesterly, and that's why we get cold. Chance of a thunderstorms out there. Storm Prediction Center says Box Elder County could see it. Moisture potential is a little limited to start, so we'll see if it pans out. That threat slides to eastern Utah tomorrow. There's that front. Here we are by 7 p.m. These lines here that you're seeing in the state, those are the winds. So they're tightly packed. The closer together they are, it means the stronger the wind. There's the moisture knocking on the door, moving into the state. We see how it kind of amps up in northern Utah for the overnight. By 7 a.m., we will see cold enough air that maybe we get some straight snow. I'm talking about Cache Valley, definitely in the mountains where accumulations are expected, but then we get some rain mixing in as well. That mix of rain and snow could be sloppy also in the Tooele and Rush valleys, which means during commute time, you could have some soggy conditions. So heads up for tomorrow morning. This is the bulk of the moisture, and because we have warm ground surface temperatures, we don't expect accumulations in our valleys to be majorly impactful, but they will be there. So we watch as this kind of moves by lunch, tracks to the east, and we get some showers on the eastern side of the state, and you can't rule out a thunderstorm there. Quieting down by 8 p.m. throughout the state, but we're not done because some trailing energy into Friday morning pops up some showers. There they are, up towards Cache Valley, into the Park Valley area, and we could watch as those kind of trickle through by the afternoon and evening. So an unsettled Friday, but the bulk of this moisture coming tonight and into tomorrow morning, and morning commute impacts could be there with some sloppy conditions and some spring snow on deck for some areas. Sardine Summit, Logan Canyon, and the Cottonwoods looking at snow potential. How much? Great question. As we zoom in and you take a look, you can see the areas in darker blue indicating where we're going to get heavier snow, and we're looking about 2 to 8 inches. So Cottonwoods on the higher end of that. Northern Mountains probably picking up on the lower end, but it's going to be a wide spread. Inner valleys, we're talking about valley rain that could mix with some snow, so maybe a trace on the grassy areas, but not sticking around. Colder valleys like Cache Valley could maybe get an inch or two. Doesn't stay for very long because of the conditions. Okay, as we look at the UDOT impacts, they have put out the potential for road slush in northern Utah from Davis County north into Cache Valley, and again, Cottonwoods. Okay, they're on the same page. Logan Canyon, Sardine Summit, those are the areas where we could see some road snow, so a heads up there. Taking a check on those temperatures for tomorrow. Talk about a drastic drop, folks. We're going to be dropping into the 30s, 40s, and 50s, 70s in St. George, but we broke records yesterday at 83. Now, we do warm things back up, dry conditions for the weekend, winds relax in southern Utah, and we get back to the low 80s by the start of next week. The middle of next week has the chance of bringing in another system and some wet weather. Notice how the temperatures jump Saturday and Sunday. We stay unsettled through the end of the work week. We're up, down, and all around with wet weather on the way. Glenn, over to you.
All right, thanks so much, Alana.